What is good with the YouTube? It is your boy, Sean Rock to the represent mandatory thrive, because every day it is mandatory for us to thrive, and I am back again with another video. And in this video I want to talk to you guys real quick about my favorite sport, and I want to blog on my favorite sport a little bit more on my channel, but that is boxing. So I'm going to start doing a series called Mandatory Boxing, just talking about what's going on, what's current in boxing, because I love boxing. And I want to talk about an up and coming fight that's coming up pretty soon in September, which is my birthday month, and that is a fight between Shawn Porter and Errol Spence. Now, I've been a boxing fan for over 10-15 plus years. You know, I'm all about fighters paying their dues. I'm all about understanding that boxing is a psychological sport. I understand that timing makes fights different, and I understand that the general public really don't pay a lot of attention to all of those things. So you guys will get where I'm going when I talk about this. And the reason why I say all that is because a lot of people just think Errol Spence is gonna just wash Shawn Porter, right? And you usually have people that kind of dwell within two sides. Either they just act as if someone's invisible, or they just completely nothing. And that's just not how it works. Usually no one is really invisible and no one is really just nothing. It's somewhere in between. And for me, I don't have any personal preferences in fighters. I just look at the fights and I look at the fighters and I make my assessment based on that. And so what does that mean for this fight? That means to me that I've always had a lot of questions about Errol Spence as far as him being his invincibility, even far before the Mikey Garcia fight, right when he came on the scene. Because over time what you see is, as competition increases, we see either things in a fighter that may be really great, or we see things in a fighter that may need a lot of work. For instance, Clarissa Shields fighting certain opposition, she demonstrated, I guess, that she had bad defense or defensive deficiencies. Same for Terrence Crawford. In certain fights, it seemed as if Terrence Crawford had a lot of defensive, deficiencies. But as they stepped up in competition, what we realized was that as the top competition increased, their defense became significantly better. So they stepped it up a notch, right? Which I didn't expect, right? So Spence, I'm wondering if he may decline. Keith Thurman was knocking everybody out just one time, and then as the competition increased, fights got difficult. So I believe that this is going to be a tough test for Errol Spence Jr. And I also believe that this will show that Shawn Porter is no pushover. You know what I'm saying? In my heart of hearts, I believe that Errol Spence will edge out a close, unanimous decision. I don't think he's gonna stop Shawn Porter. I just think it'll be a close, unanimous decision, or I could see an upset in Shawn Porter actually winning the fight. But either way it go, I think that for me as a boxing fan, I think this is going to show who Errol Spence really is, because of the timing of the fight. It's at a certain time, it's at a certain stage in his career, and it's at a certain stage at Shawn Porter's career, which makes the fight a lot different than if it would have happened at certain times. So this is why timing plays pivotal roles. And also when the fighter starts to climb up, that fighter could still be as great as he was when he was down low, but the hunger, the desire, the will changes at those stages. So usually a fighter that still remains in elevation at the top once they get, the big fights, is usually a fighter who stayed really devoted to his craft. So my gut says Errol Spence in a close decision, but a fight that's going to show a lot of flaws in Errol Spence's game, or some things that he may need to work on. But I will say I could see Sean Porter pulling the upset based on various different things, because I believe Sean Porter is a fighter who he's athletic, but he isn't really boxing. He doesn't really have direct boxing skills. He's more athleticism and will, right? So athleticism usually transfers over into any area. You know what I'm saying? Still doesn't mean he has like great boxing skills. He just has a lot of athleticism and a lot of will and determination. Meaning him and his father kind of even willed their way into the top of the welterweight division. You know what I'm saying? They're there specifically on will. You know what I'm saying? Like Will has got them there. Will got them to their first championship. Will got them all the fights, all the big fights that they got. They pushed for. You know what I'm saying? They jumped at it when it made sense for them. So I believe on Sean Porter's will is really difficult to break, especially when it's geared towards a style like Errol Spence versus a style that's like Kell Brook. Right, a style like Kell Brook was way more easier to tame Sean Porter, because it was long reach, 1-2 hug, run. You know what I'm saying? Smothering the wide shots and stuff like that. I don't know if Errol Spence fights like that. You know what I'm saying? And So that's just my opinion on the fight. I'm looking forward to the fight. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.